right back, Charlie's definitely.
You always use that active when defenders, I think, it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
Hey, people, I can't lie. You lot saw it live and direct. The way I just booted my shin. Oh, am I bleeding? Oh, shit. See, it's even mad. Why is there no lid on the cream? Hey, a madness just happened. I need I shouldn't / need myself into this desk, and all this cream just fell on me, man. I can't lie. Someone's always trying to scheme on my little videos and them things, but we go against soldier stuff, man. Firm that, hold that, as I always say. Vaseline and water not required. People deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. You know, that's the green screen. I don't know why my grill's floating, but it is what it is, people. Hope you're all doing well and safe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night, wherever you guys are concerned. Please make sure we're hitting the like button. We grab 200 likes. Obviously, we start looking at the transfer news. Whether you're locked in over Twitch or YouTube, I appreciate it. Without you lot, there is no platform. I'm very appreciative of the 5,000 we've got on Twitch, journey to 10,000 alive and kicking, journey to 50,000 on YouTube. We're flirting with it, man. We're flirting with it. I think we're just approaching 57 or something like that. So obviously, they said we wasn't going to do that by February next year. We could probably do that by the end of the year, indirectly, internally. I'm trying to do that before the end of summer. So if you're not subscribed, please make sure you're subscribing. Every like button, engagement, comment after the video as well if you miss it. All of these things help the channel and the platform great. Obviously rise in stature, people. So yeah, man, I hope you're doing well and safe. With it being Wednesday, the halfway point, I hope everyone's first and foremost and their loved ones are healthy. You ain't got health, you're dead. I hope we're overcoming adversity, conquering your goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, and aspirations. You're doing well in that regards, man. Big up you lot for tuning in as usual. Very appreciative of it. Social media is N'Golo Kante. Social media, I don't know about that, Do you think Vlahovic would be a good signing alongside Jesus? Well, you got to let the Vlahovic thing go, my brother. It's over. It's over. It was done in Jan, but yeah, in general, why not, man? DG trying to assassinate himself on a warm Wednesday morning. Trust. Booted it, man. Sometimes I wonder if Charlie is still trying to do right backs dirty. Big up DG. Well, he actually left the club. He plays for another one. Funny story. Allegedly, he tried to join the Ops as well. So the man there on a pagan thing. But big up Cheza. I wonder what he's doing. Big up you lot, man. Twitch gang out in their drones, and obviously on that topic as well, people. Shameless plug. It's a big day of content. Hopefully our internet issues and technical difficulties are over now, people. Because as you know, yesterday we was going through it. Obviously I was scheduled to go live yesterday. I tried, people. Like it was acting. It wasn't letting me do it. So a promise is a promise. I can't go back in time, but what I can do is give the people what they want. After this live stream, I think my next one is at 3 p.m. We're going to talk any Arsenal comments, but football in general as well. 4:30, we're playing Football Manager. And then we're 8:45, sorry, we're doing Love Island, people. And tomorrow, again, in terms of being shameless, tomorrow is obviously Orlando versus Arsenal. I'll be doing a watch along for that. Hit the like button on that, please, people, even if you're not going to be there. What happened to your background? Nothing, bro. I thought, let me switch it up because, Zinchenko and Arteta is there. What? You lot want the Zinchenko thing or familiar surroundings? If you lot want me to stay like this, I'll stay like this. I thought, you know what? Let's just switch it up, man. Variety is the spice of life and them thing there, man. So, no, yeah, it's still there, in it. But if you're accustomed to that, you're accustomed to it, in it. But, yeah, shameless plug. Again, check the link I've just posted. It is pinned to the tweet. Big up Normal Guy as well. Why is Twitch not showing me my schedule? How the hell do I even Twitch schedule? Feels like I'm doing a PowerPoint presentation and the shit is freezing and well, you lot probably can see it, but I always get nervy when I'm trying to show you lot stuff and it's not quite working. But I think there's no problems here. Finally got there. Go on, hurry up. The only problem now, my Mac isn't connected to my Wi-Fi. It's only letting me do up the wired thing, but it is what it is. Where we're concerned, yeah, I don't know about record. Google Chrome trying to record screens. I don't know about recording. Chrome has lost permission to capture your screen. Fix it. System preferences. What? What? I don't even think I can share screen. What is it? Chrome has lost permission to capture your screen. To fix it, go to System Preferences. Unlock this screen by selecting the lock in the bottom left. Check Google Chrome if it isn't already. I think we may have to do a restart of this, people. Oh. Sorry about that, folks. Obviously, I'm back again. Like, obviously, I had to reset Google Chrome to allow me to share my screen. And actually, it's annoying. In case you don't know, I don't set it to save any of my passwords, people. So I actually had to re-authenticate myself to obviously get into this. Obviously, now I have to do the long ass process. Tab police are gonna get onto me. I had my tabs ready for all the streams that we're doing. Now I have to relog into everything, people. I mean, it's an inconvenience, but you can't put a price on whatever you want to put a price on, did it really? So let me sign into. Oh my god, big up you lot. Hit the like button, get your opinions in, people. I need to re-sign into Twitter, Twitch, every damn thing, really and truly. You know, I really should let Google Chrome save my passwords, but I heard that's a big reason as to why it freezes and all them things there. So be signing here. What do you mean this? Oh, don't start this bullshit about it doesn't exist, man. We've been through this Twitch, man. We've actually been through this, man. Oh, no wonder, man. Putting deluded you though, bro. It's fully that. It's fully that you're acting now, bro. I swear I hate technology, bro. I'm sorry, folks. I think we're freezing now purely because everything is trying to play. You know, I might be deluded. I'm not stupid. Tech police. It was all. I can't lie. It was all good 5 minutes ago, man. It was all crazy, all gravy 5 minutes ago. I think this is the death of my Mac, you know. Fully just moving over to the Windows laptop now. So, people, we'll be getting going, man. One love to you, lot. Try to have a decent show with your people, them. And this happens. This is the bro. Shut up, man. That's a Twitch business, you know. Wait, are we back? Hey, jump up and down. All right, so cool. Can't sign into my Twitch at the moment. What the fuck is going on, bro? Am I in? Bro. Sorry, people. I need to do this, innit? Or we can't have a show, people. Big up you. Look, keep your opinions coming. I swear to you, we'll get into all of that. Yeah. Thank you. Send me a text. I got a text. I'm playing. Hey, I should be on Love Island. We'll be doing that later. 660-600. Do you know what? It's allowing you lot to filter in people. Hey, this is why you lot are my people, bro. This is why people understand it. They don't want us to win, bro, but we're gonna win regardless. Built to lose, destined to win. It's that sort of affair. So that's that. Now I think we can finally bring up the schedule. All right, cool. Everything else. What else is happening? All right. Twitter. Let me open up another tab because I don't want these lot to mess around with my shit. You gonna let me sign in? All right, you sent me a code. What code did y'all got a text? Bro, how can half of the stream be this? But it's allowing you late birds to filter in it. So yeah, we can close that. We can close that. We can look at that. So yeah, as I was saying, in terms of shameless plugs and that, people, what's this? That's an interesting point I want to discuss. It's purely just these two. Shameless plug o'clock. Hopefully, yay! Everything's caught. We can finally share the screen of that. As I said, tomorrow, people, it's Orlando City against Arsenal. It's stupid o'clock if you're in the United Kingdom. The grind don't stop. We'll be watching that. Obviously, it's a jam-packed day of content. We're here till whenever. I'm going live at 3 p.m. You know, obviously, we're here on YouTube as well. Twitch gang, you're in the right place. If you're not on Twitch and you're only on YouTube, you're missing out in it because 1, 2, 3 is all going to be on Twitch in it, people. So make sure you're there for that one. And once again, even if you can't be here for this one, please make sure you're hitting the like button. Most importantly, on this stream that you currently hear me speaking from, people, we get to 200 likes. We start looking at the transfer stuff. So yeah, man, we're back again. Obviously, hope you're all doing well and safe. Sorry for the minor inconveniences. You know, shout to every normal person who is not that big of a deal, man. Use one password manager, big man. It works on phones and all sorts. It's true, but I don't trust that stuff, man. I don't trust that. Because if it goes tits up, it's all in one source. I'd rather take the inconvenience and do up all of this, people. It is what it is. Go back to the Bob the Builder background. I can't lie. I don't know why StreamYard did that, my guy. I don't know why StreamYard did that. Nah, that's meaty, man. That's meaty. And that's just a green screen. We did have this, but I think one of you, I can't lie, I didn't actually see. Do you not want the Arteta Zinchenko one, or is it changing room business? You know, I'll leave it with Arteta. No, that weren't the Arteta one. I'll leave it to Arteta until you lot tell me something different, man. Hit the like button. 200 likes, we get off the press. But again, the real reason, don't get twisted. I want my club to obviously win trophies. I want my club to sign great players and stuff, and they're great talking points in itself. But I don't really care about what we're talking about. It's the fact that I like talking with you lot, man. I like you lot's opinions, talking points, you know, difference of opinions. As you know, difference of opinions are welcome. Everybody sees the game differently, and we all love the game, and that's why I do this, innit? It's the platform for you lot. We speak football and them things. I think I covered this already, but so many things has happened since then. Vlahovic, that movie is over, bro. I guess he would be a lit signing for Arsenal. You know, him, Jesus, Eddie up front. Martinelli project could happen. You know, Arteta could do his false nine stuff as well if he wanted, but that's for a variety of reasons. It's not happening, is it? Shout the Ugandans, shout the channel members, appreciate that. We need Tielemans. We do, bro. It looks like Zinchenko is all but done. Again, we'll focus on the clips a bit more on Twitch, but Pep Guardiola, he's more or less, they've paid tribute to Zinchenko and more or less said that it's done, in it, really and truly. Morning, people. Morning. Crystal clear this morning, bro. There's a little bit of breeze as well this morning for once, man. Switch it up. Yes, innovation is the progress of the nation. I mean, I'm sold. The trailer looks mad. I know a lot of Arsenal fans are losing their minds. Oh my God, there's fighting in the changing room, and the training ground and stuff. Do you know how many football clubs and how many players fight each other all the time? That's normal. Happens at Sunday League. Happens then. These are high pressure environments. Bare testosterone. Bare different characters. It is what it is. I'd rather that, because for me, my only problem is I want to see that fight when we're playing strangers, because we're all brothers, and if your girls out there, sisters, but we're all meant to be brothers. The 25-man squad, you're meant to be brothers. I mean, the way I was raised, you don't fight your friends or your brothers and whatnot, but if you're gonna fight your friends, if you're gonna do that when it comes to strangers, you've got to do worse, innit? And that's my problem with Arsenal. We see couple man fighting, we see fights on the training ground. If you can fight your brethren, you need to be able to fight when you go to St. James's Park, White Hart Lane, etc. I like that, because it means people care. If you want to do this pussy old thing, you need to go elsewhere. Do you know? Not even just football, sportsmen. Do you know how much fights there is all the time? Do you know how many footballers, and from speaking with certain people, do you know how many footballers you see celebrate together at certain clubs and you think they're best friends? They absolutely hate each other. Back in the dressing room, familiar settings. You're killing me, man. Touch ID, I've got that still. Zinchenko is a solid signing. Hope they continue to invest, though. As we do, it's not enough in it. I don't want to sound greedy, and we have, similar to last season, on course to be. We probably are the highest spenders at this moment in time. I think we'll be eclipsed just because what? In fact, we can't be. 40-odd million on Phillips, 85 on Haaland. We can't be. We've got to be up there, though. So it's it's definitely a summer where probably already we've gone over 100-odd million quid. And it's no signs of stopping, really. Whether we get Tielemans, Paqueta, this guy, that guy, and the third are all other things, people. But we'll have to see. Ish does happen. Appreciate you. Look, they don't want us to win, but that's why when we get to where we get to, it's gonna be even sweeter, man. It's gonna be even sweeter, and we're gonna be able to put. Not that we're watching them. I'm gonna be able to thank all of you lot that help, man. But we're gonna be able to put two fat middle fingers up at all the black ballers, all the everything, everyone that tried to stop the greatness, man. I hate living in Australia and watching English football. The sleep schedule is down the drain. I hear that. Cool under pressure. Wish Rob Holding had that same composure. Rob Holding catches strays for no reason. I mean, I'll look into it. Change room always. All right, cool. You lot win, man. You lot win. Say, bros, if you wanted the other thing, switch it up. And we're back in the Emirates, man. Cedric and Laka fighting is trash. I didn't even see who's fighting. I mean, there's two duds in it. If someone didn't slap Laka's head, if Laka didn't absolutely smack the hell out of Cedric, then they're doing it wrong. The baller to Roma is done. He's really going to let Mourinho kill off what's left of his career. Brazy, man. Maybe that puts a bed to, I don't know how much finances, but that puts a bed to any other Arsenal players linked with Roma. You'd imagine Bremer, he was linked with us once upon a time, seen destined to go to Inter Milan. Now has signed, Juventus have done the money thing. Great signing for Juventus. Brazilian can play for Italy. That probably puts to bed Gabriel. One's a left-sided centre-half, one's a right-sided primarily, even though both can, more so Bremer can play over there. That probably puts to bed the Gabriel hype links. You never know, but it probably puts that to bed. In fact, I say that, Juventus are still linked with Paul Torres and them things there, so I don't know. You've got to have the same fight, bro. You can't be. I mean, we've all got friends like that. I mean, we've had disagreements. You can't. I don't like people. I've got friends like that who, if me and you get into it, you're gonna move a certain sort of way. But when we've been in certain fields, it's not that we need it because it's been dealt with. But you're moving kind of half-hearted. You can't be. Are you moving bad because your friends aren't gonna do something to you, or are you scared? This one of the two, man. Is what it is. Need to take that to Croydon versus Palace. Somehow I doubt Arsenal will. Got to have the same fight. I would love to see Paqueta, as we should. I really don't know on Tielemans coming. Just doesn't add up unless he can accept a rotation, which if I was him was stupid. But depends on really Zinchenko going to play. I'm not being funny, and I know Man United are not where they used to be. But if he goes to Arsenal, to Man United, he was once upon a time linked with Real Madrid. Competition and in theory less game time is something you've got to take. You have to recognize you're not the guy like that. You're around a more littier bunch of groups of players. If you make yourself indispensable, you will play. You've got no problems with that, really and truly. I don't think Tielemans has any problem with that, really, because he's not of a level where, I don't know, he's a prime Xavi or something like that, where he's going to be bossing it elsewhere, really. He was once upon a time linked with City. So I don't think that will be a problem, really. And I'm pessimistic just because it's nothing to do with Xhaka. Arteta really favours Xhaka. He plays week in, week out. Fabio Vieira probably initially arrives at the Emirates as a rotation option, can play in a bunch of roles, but one that was centered around in the medium to long term is that left-sided 8. Odegaard is Smith Rowe can be groomed into that role. Zinchenko left back, he can actually play out wide, but primarily you'd expect to see him on the left centre mid or at left back. So that's about 4 players that I've listed that could play there. In this summer, I can't really see Fabio Vieira, Tielemans, Zinchenko all arriving unless Arteta is kind of going to get rid of Xhaka really to a degree, in that make him a rotationary player to go with El Nene, Lokonga and Partey. Now there's plenty of games, injuries, loss of form, different formations, all of these things are all factors really. The only one out of the pure centre mids that starts for me is Partey, really. But I can't see us doing all of that. I don't think we're getting Paqueta as well, for what it's worth, man. Apparently, Zinchenko has made playing in midfield a priority. Is he the midfielder Arsenal need? Yes and no. I think he's got skills that we lack. I think he could, take Xhaka's place, but he's a bit soft as well. Like, when it comes to them games where you got to be a bit physical about it, I think he's going to crumble as well, really. And he's probably right at home in that, really and truly. So, I do think he could get game time. I would love to see him in midfield. I think there's a lot of strengths he can bring to the table. And I don't want to sound like I don't know the word, but like a spoiled child or something. But you are kind of wanted more. And, Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, they're in, what Fabio Vieira potentially could be. These are steps in the right direction. I would say in terms of helping us over the 38-game calendar at this moment in time, I would say Jesus, because while he's only got 1 season of 14, 15 goals, I think he's ready to help us right now over this 38-game calendar. Zinchenko to a degree. Beyond that, you're kind of wanting a bit more. I can't say we're not a stronger team, because if a madness happens, Zinchenko can fill in at left back or at centre mid. Unless there's a reality where, like Arsenal, Zinchenko and Tierney are injured, then we're in problems. But we've got a bit of cover in midfield. Jesus, we're definitely a lot better than we was last season up front. The only thing with goals, there's not really much. There's not that right winger. There's not really much that I could sit there and say, okay, cool. We're a better team by far than we was last summer, really and truly. I think we're kind of lacking and wanting a bit more in that regards, if I'm completely honest. And again, I have to keep saying it and making a big song and dance about it. No matter who arrives at this football club, training, coaching, you can get all these attackers. They're only as good as the philosophy and what we're actually trying to do, really. Do we need more? Can Zinchenko play midfield? Sorry, folks, just making a timestamp. Big up you lot, man. In my opinion, we need a winger over a midfielder. I think it's the same priority, bro. I think why I think you need a centre mid, because the spine's not there. You're never, until you address midfield, you're not going to defend properly as a team. You're not really going to dominate the bigger sides in possession. You're not really going to be able to turn that having a whole bunch of percentages of possession into meaningful stuff. As you saw, as good as we were against Everton in that first half, Partey and Xhaka, their strengths are not splitting mid defenses open. We already know we can't break down low blocks. So you could have your winger, you could have Gabriel Jesus, you can have Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, all of these wavy guys. Until that midfield's addressed, I don't think we're going to go to that next level in an attacking sense, beyond the obvious. And I don't think we're going to get there defensively, really. The defense wins you titles. The strikers can win you games, and we ain't really hope Jesus can do that. But one has to wonder, if Spurs never had Son and Kane, especially Son last season, and if United never had Ronaldo in the league, things would be a lot worse, really. And things could be a lot better when you've got a striker that could scumbag things. Look how many times Aubameyang scored. When I look at Son and Kane and Ronaldo, not that I can do it, but how many of them goals were match-winning goals, or goals that turned games on their head and grabbed 3 points and things. So that could do that. But we ain't got a technical midfield. They're not tenacious and physical. They're not a mixture of the two. And again, Arteta was a midfielder. The technical director was a midfielder. We're getting a bit late in the day. So, yeah, and I have to judge us at our worst. Away from home, the midfield isn't good enough. It's brushed aside. The midfield is cowardly. Let's be honest. You go back to the St. James's game. There's no outlet. It's Saka. Fuck it. That I see 3 Sakas in the channel, just banging it consistently. Not in the Newcastle or Street Smart side. They read that. It's over in that regards. And the same will happen to Jesus if that is the only trick we have. The midfield, let's be honest. I like El Nene. I like Xhaka. They hide in midfield. El Nene, he looks a bit more in pre-season now. And I'm not getting at him because that's not his strengths. I can't expect him to do that. But he, on a regular basis, stands in positions and asks for the ball. You know you can't do nothing with it there. So when you've not got your midfield showing, what do you expect Ramsdale or Ben White to do on the ball? And I do think because we haven't got that number 8, you see it all the time. Ben White, even when Ben White's not there, you know, we lack a lot going forward. I think even Gabriel, I think our defenders have to overcompensate. As good as City are on the ball, how much do them centre-halves have to do? They turn, give it to midfield, that's it, really. Our defenders are probably better on the ball consistently than our pivot men in front of them, you know. In terms of playing progressive passes, I know Partey can do it, but you'd probably see more threatening passes, whether they're over the top or whatever, from Ben White and Gabriel more so than them pivot men. Odegaard has to keep dropping deep. That affects Saka. That's going to affect Gabriel. It's just watch the first 45 minutes against Everton, really. Until you address that midfield, a lot needs to happen. But I get you. With the right wing stuff, we need that as well. Again, goals, really. You know, the goalposts have shifted because Eddie's staying. Whether he can do the business is another thing. Jesus, obviously, he's got a platform to do what he's doing. I don't know what's going to happen with Balogun, if he's going to be utilised or head out on loan. Probably needs to go and do the latter. Project Martinelli, third choice striker at this moment in time. I do think there's an option of another winger, someone that could play with or instead of Saka. Someone, obviously, when you're linked with Rafinha, when you're linked with these sort of guys, you know, you look at the goals, really. You know, goals win you games, and we need a bit of that. And there's been 2 players in particular, I'd say Rafinha at the time, because he had 11 Premier League goals. I think 6 from open play, but 11 nonetheless. And Serie A attacks, but Milinkovic-Savic had 11 goals, 11 assists. Could you imagine what that could do for us? If you marry in Smith Rowe and Saka and assume they get double figures again, assume Jesus does what we need him to do, Eddie chips in, Odegaard and Martinelli in particular got 6 and 7 respectively, need to do a lot better, can do a lot better. I think it's either or. I don't think it's one or the other. You know, for me, if you're not going to bring in midfield, a right winger, that raises the bar or something like that, then I'm prepared to leave it, really. I don't think we should bring someone in for the sake of it. I think it's both, man. You know, I'm not saying you, Tom, but at Arsenal, we do this thing where there's 2 problems and then we just focus on one of them, really, and kind of neglect that. You look at Chelsea, they're not saying we need a striker or a centre-back. I know it's a bit extreme. They're trying to buy both, isn't it, really and truly? We need to pattern off both. That reminds me of, do you remember the Aowa summer, which obviously led to Partey arriving? Fans were doing, no, we need an 8, we need a 6, where there was logic, but we needed both. Obviously, Partey had a release clause. We ran it down to the wire, and you saw what transpired. And I don't know, but I don't know what's happened to my man Aowa in that regards in the time that's followed, but shout out to him, innit? Really and truly. Let me log in on Twitch. It's a bit weird. Don't know why I wasn't logged in on Twitch on this tab, but shout out to that. So yeah, it is what it is where that's concerned. Fantastic talking points, really. We're at 105 likes. Can we keep running that up, people? Thank you in advance. 110 million already, man. It was for nothing at this moment. Well, to be fair, you heard Arsenal got 11 million, 10 to 11 million from that for that Amazon documentary. Did we not read a report? 11 million for that, 1 million, over 1 million in sales, including my money off the shirt yesterday. You get it? Money's being made, brother. Money is being made, cuz. Morning, DG. Do you think an over-reliance on Nketiah might actually benefit him and the club? We got a glimpse of it last year when he consistently played sink or swim. I would say, obviously, footballers are a funny old game, man. I'm not saying Eddie Nketiah is a world beater or this is the bar to set, but I do think fans can be unfair to young players. The dynamics of the game, you've got to take your chances, whether you're getting 2 minutes, 3 minutes or whatever. And I think Eddie would be honest with himself. He didn't take them. He didn't. Even Ian Wright said he never took them. He took them later on in the season. So yeah, it is what it is. If I'm honest with you, it's not a big case. It's not a big enough case study because we can obviously we all know there was a time Eddie got a real chance when he was starting towards the end of the season. He took that, but again, now there's expectation on you. I don't think anyone's expecting Eddie to get 20 league goals. We hope he can, but I just think we're hoping he picks up where he left off. Now there's expectation. You're gonna go through moments where you lose form. Even the best of players. Salah stopped scoring for 3 games. Everyone said he's done at it. Last season. Kane as well still walked away with 17. The best players, the most consistent, the most experienced. Dons in the Premier have been doing it for years, go through that. So it is what it is, But if we look at the facts, Eddie had 20 odd games and obviously overall and didn't do much. And you have to wonder, again, playing devil's advocate, no matter what Arteta says, you at some point you didn't believe he was the guy for it right now. You've got to look at it. Fair enough in football, you've got to take your chances. But look at what we had to go for Eddie to get his opportunity. And sometimes you've got to do that. That's how a lot of young players come through. That United with Rashford, there was enough injuries. He came through, took his chances. But it took Aubameyang to not be able to behave himself. Lacazette to rub out and actually lose his form. If Lacazette don't lose his form, what's going on there? It took some injuries. It took failed pursuits of Darwin, Núñez, Vlahovic, all these guys in January. We tried to sell Eddie in the last 2 windows, so I hope he's arrived. Arteta speaks of his professionalism. I hope he looks stronger, especially in pre-season. For me, for a number of years, Eddie has needed to go and play football, and I finally think he's catching up. But he's at academy level. For me, he just stood in the box a lot, and that worked for him. In the current game, especially now with strikers, you can't afford to do that. And I do think you're seeing Eddie pull out to the left-hand channel a bit more. He's playing better with his back to goal. He's looking more confident and things like that. But we have to see. There's expectation now, really, because if Jesus, God forbid, gets injured, Eddie's got to take the mantelpiece. And as much as now, Eddie, you signed a new deal, we all know there's going to be knives and wolves out for him. He's got to do the business. But for Arteta, we're going to have to look at it and say, if it goes tits up, as much as we love Hayland and Disney Channel stuff, you put you put all the eggs in the Eddie and Nketiah basket. Is that going to work? And for me, especially when we've got a young team, we can't be naive. Jesus isn't going to come and be amazing for the whole season. Neither is Saka. Again, when these lot have the occasional bad day or bad period, who's picking up the mantelpiece? And that's kind of why I want to kind of scumbag it and get a winger. But boy, I don't know what's going on in that regards, people. So yeah, big up you lot, man. Keep your opinions going on. Pretty sure Spurs are the highest spenders. Maybe, as I said, I don't think we are, but we must be getting there. We might be by the end of it if we get these Tielemans and Vlahovic's and all these things. But Spurs could be up there 100%. What was my man Richarlison, like 50, 60 million. Basuma's about 25, 30. They just bought Spence for 15. Longley loan fee. Yeah, of them, City, us, probably Chelsea. Chelsea could end up spending the bag if they get Chelsea could be up there, to be fair. Kimpembe, Sterling. If they do get Conde and things like that, well, everybody's spending the bag, really. United could very well start getting up there as well if they do get De Jong. That's instantly 70, 80, 65 to 80 million to go with 50 odd on Lisandro Martinez. So, yeah, man, everybody's putting out the purse strings. I saw a report saying Leicester's the only club that ain't bought a person, funny enough. So let's hope that obviously means we're going to get our man. But who knows, man, really and truly. Another right wing or CF. Let's make that the timestamp. Shout out you lot, man. Laka and Cedric fighting you gets Laka and Cedric fighting you gets fights everywhere in life. It'll be interesting to see what made Cedric and Laka get into a fight. Probably some bad blood, man. As long as people don't do the pardon my language bitch boy stuff and hold negative feelings towards each other. As long as you lot punch each other up. Go get a drink after. Is that that's what girls do. Respectfully to the women out there, that's what girls do. Don't hold no feelings and start hating people. Punch each other up, spud it out, go again. That's what life needs to be, man. Too many people in this world, especially when you see, especially around. We all know what affects primarily London. People can't take L's anymore. People can't just fight and calm down. Everybody wants to do a get back and everybody wants to carry on a certain sort of way. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Who do you think is next? I don't know, bro. I type Zinchenko in it because he's not actually done yet. Yo, bro, who would you start, White or Gabriel? White, Gabriel starts every day of the week for me. For me, it's Gabriel and someone. If his form is Bandulu, then he gets dropped. But it's Gabriel and Saliba, Gabriel and Ben White, Gabriel and whoever, really. Don't be angry, bro. But why would a player? But why would a player go to Arsenal? No trophy chances, major trophies. But I mean, again, why would anyone sign for Man United? It's not the Man United it used to be. Why would anyone sign for Tottenham Hotspur? Why would anyone sign for Arsenal? It's what you can convince them to do. Trophies, Champions League places. These are all not givens, especially as the league becomes a bit competitive and moves into NBA. There's still a degree of history. And I'm not being funny, but even though Arsenal have been kind of falling off, we have actually won trophies. So I hear you. It sounds great in theory, but I'm not quite sure what you're asking. Top players, the Sanes, the Gnabry's, as we've been through, it makes no sense to sign for Arsenal. Them sort of man there. But yeah, Lingard to Nottingham Forest, that's a falling off thing. Well, it's better than going Saudi Arabia and MLS and that 29. 1 minute he's AC Milan, Juventus, and all these things. Crazy. This guy just needs to go do TikToks, man. Can Tielemans play as a 6? Not the 6 I want. From what I've heard, Laka told Cedric to play more low crosses and stop the high crosses. Cedric replied, how many goals have you scored for us? Psh, head hot, rattled. If that's true, rattle in. Zinchenko's passing stats are top tier, so we can improve his other areas of the game. We have a very good player in the team. I think Tielemans could play 6, but we got back up there. I mean, is it the De Jong sort of 6 where you're not defending really, you're picking the ball up off the centre halves? Yeah, he could do that. If you're asking for 6, for me, is the tenacious thing, what Lokonga should be able to do, what El Nene, winning the ball back primarily. I know Tielemans' defensive metrics, while he's got the bozo gene, they're better than people give him credit for. But, come on now, man. Like, he's not that. You have to develop players and mold them and things, but let's stop making players do certain other things they're inevitably not going to be excellent at. After Zinchenko, rate the window. Assuming we got Zinchenko to go with Gabriel Jesus and Fabio Vieira. Yes, we've got Matt Turner and Marquinhos and maybe some other ones, but I'm not really counting them. I would say a 7. Because you've got cover at left back, you've got cover at up front. For me personally, my personal opinion, I would say a 5. I still don't think wow, and it's not necessarily with the caliber of players and things. I don't think we're a better side necessarily. I'm as gassed as the next man about Gabriel Jesus. I really want Zinchenko at this club, but I still don't think we're that lit. Obviously, well, in fact, no, you can't count Saliba. You can do the Wenger thing like a new signing, but dead man. This side doesn't finish any higher than last season. As I always say, Arsenal can finish as high as 4th and as low as 8th. For a volatile club, as we show, we do volatile things. We take 10 steps forward, 10 steps backwards, 20 steps forward, 30 steps forward, then 50 steps backwards. Sometimes you have to, the illusion of movement isn't exactly normally progress in every case. I mean, Zinchenko, from what I read, primarily game time. He's he's happy to play as a centre mid, and he wants to play as a midfielder, but he's cool, just playing game time. He played a handful of times, if that, left back, centre mid. There's a platform for you to play enough games at this football club. Nah, I can't lie. If you get me a centre mid right wing to go with what we got, I'll give you an 8. I'll give you a solid 8. Arsenal, I would say, being picky, I think you need a right back, but all right, cool. With Saliba arriving back to the club, Ben White might be able to do what he did at Leeds and Thingy, Brighton, and play right back sometimes and just help us out. Let us get away with that. Let us rest in that regard. Midfield's essential, bro. A midfield is an absolute must. No excuses. Get the likes up, lads. Appreciate that. A midfielder is a must, no excuses. We are one midfielder away from the crisis we were in last season. I mean, even if we got Tielemans, how it's I think, well, I don't know how to make it make sense, but you'd probably see Xhaka and Tielemans play together significantly, because again, I hope this is a season that's an anomaly. But if everyone was betting their life savings in August, if Thomas Partey and Kieran Tierney are going to be fit for 38 Premier League games, in fact, let's make it fair. Let's say 30. Let's say 25 to 30 of them 38 games. None of you would bet. None of you. And I'm the president of Kieran Tierney fan club. Ben White could be utilized in midfield, but yeah, bro, you need to just learn your thing at centre back, right back if required. We need more athleticism and tenacity in the midfield. Amen. We need both a winger and a midfielder, but midfield is the priority. Games are won or lost in midfield, and we need to bring in a number 8 who can help us control games and tempo. And I would also say on top of that, someone who can play that wavy pass consistently 10, 20 times a game. I would take Savic over Paqueta and Tielemans and loan Sambi to a lower Premier League club for game time. Nah, I'd keep Sambi Lokonga close, really. I think we need to kind of be there. You're right, coaching is going to play a massive part. I think people forget just how inexperienced Arteta is, so you can't be 100% confident he's doing everything he needs to off the pitch. Like Partey a lot, but he has been injured. I hear that. Let's get towards 200 likes and we get into the transfers. Let's fake Guardiola. Guardiola's playing chess, man. He's saying, yeah, Martinelli, yeah, Odegaard, yeah, Bukayo Saka, yeah. We shout you in 18 months. Will you be doing a watch-along for tonight's game? We're playing tomorrow. I will be doing a watch-along for tomorrow's game. You set your reminders and slap the like button. The link is posted. If you're on YouTube, which I think you are, I've just posted it again, but it's pinned to the chat. We are the biggest spenders after we complete Zinchenko. Sky confirmed it. Lucas Paqueta for 21 million. Brazy. Zaha, can do a job for 2 years when Saka is not on it. 2 years, 29 years of age. Probably going to be on 100 plus. If I'm him, I want security. So I'm probably going to push for a 3-year deal with the option of another one. Arsenal probably silly enough to do what other people have done. It probably is not financially viable. Zaha could do a job. I like his mentality. He was an Arsenal fan. He is Premier League proven. He does have that chip on his shoulder in a positive way, a bit like a player that we're not going to get, but Maddison from Leicester. But it's probably, not that, if you sign him at 29 and he helps you get top 4 and the financial rewards of that and do things better, then it's money well spent. But at 29, there is also no resale value. So as much as I like Zaha, that bolt's gone, man. That plane took off a long time, man. It's over now. Chelsea would be the biggest spenders if they get all their targets. Koulibaly, Conde, Kimpembe, De Jong, and Sterling. Good advice. Violence ain't the answer, though, kids. Violence is never the answer, but if you go through life scared of confrontation or not prepared to throw up your 2 fists when fighting is only the only thing, it's an issue, really and truly. I remember my first fight in primary school. Like, I swear I've told you like this before. I was on that. I mean, I've always been told if someone hits you, hit them back. I remember there was this, not a funny thing, but just paint a picture. This big Asian brother, yeah, must have pushed me once down this, like not down the stairs, but he pushed me. And I looked at him and I thought, I don't want to fight, innit? I went home and I felt smaller by it. And I told my dad, and he's like, what do you mean? Like, what's going on there? So the next day, like, I banged him in his face. We rushed him, like, simple as that. And from that, we don't disrespect people, but we don't take disrespect. You've got to be able to defend yourself. And Arsenal, stop badding up your friends. Go and bad up the league, innit? 7 for me, just doing what we should be. 7. We need a centre mid wing and a right back. I don't know who said we're linked with Vlahovic, bro. Bro, the man plays for Juventus. I've got nothing to say, man. DG, are you close to getting excited by this summer? No. I was excited for Rafinha and Paqueta leaks and that, yeah, but I do like Jesus, but I wouldn't say excited. Don't understand why people are forgetting we need a right back to compete with Tomiyasu. The key thing with signing for Arsenal now is they have a talented bunch that are going to bust next season. Last season was pre-season. This season is the test run. Next season, it'll blow with the squad. I hope so, man. I hope so. There's a degree of expectation. If you're one of the highest spenders again in Europe, if somebody's been given a new deal, if you've crumbled top 4 in the manner you did, if money's been spent, if you've been able to alienate players and actually everyone in that squad, whether you brought them in or not, is your squad. Again, I like what's going on, but there needs to be a degree of urgency, really and truly. It feels like there's no middle ground with Arsenal. We either praise things that people should be doing or we criticize and not give credit where due, really and truly. It feels too agenda-driven. Whatever way we look at it, the league is not going to wait for this bunch of players to reach maturity. So while we don't need to be there overnight, we do need to be maximizing what we could. As I said, for me, it's all on Arteta next season because for obvious reasons, without talking about the obvious, I can't lie to you. I think if you swap the roles, I think Conte put them in that moment. Top 4 was a thing, and the navigation of the fixtures. I think Conte gets Arsenal top 4. I don't think Arteta, if he was at Spurs, gets Spurs top 4 in them positions. So that tells you everything, really. Would you rather take 5th or 6th, but we win Europa League, or finish 4th with no trophy? I mean, I'd always want a trophy, but I want to actually look back over a 38-game calendar and we've done all right. But trophies are what we're in for. Trophies, no one's gonna waffle in 10 years about finishing 4th. So it's a question that I can't really answer, really, if I'm honest with you. I would rather the trophy. 5th in Europa League, if anything. 6th, no. But then again, I want to finish 4th. To the guy who asks why players want to come to Arsenal, let's not forget most players that are in their prime right now, 22 to 28, grew up in the Invincible era, and to them, Arsenal is the team, blood. I hear that, Andrew. But, I mean, one thing we need to sell, the team's a reflection of the manager. Young, hungry, with a point to prove, and they've done nothing in the game. That's what our team is like. That's one thing we should be playing on. If you're an established player, I'm not saying you don't want to sign for Arsenal, but you don't necessarily want to unless there's been a bit of a hit, like Zinchenko can't play games. Jesus wants to be recognized beyond just being a good team player. Odegaard didn't really work out at Real Madrid. You might find yourselves getting these talents, which is great. Resale value. Them and they are 25. If they can help us win significant trophies, get back where we need to be, stay here to their prime's done, fair play. But if not, resell. Maybe then we can get into a scenario where we buy our own Van Dijk or our own Allison or this guy and that guy and these blockbuster dons and whatnot. Zinchenko had a big knee injury before. Are you worried about both him and Tierney spending too much time with the doctors? Not really. I'm not a medical man. I have to deal with that when it arises. Spurs only got one decent signing in my book, Basuma. Spence, I'm going to start calling him Wan-Bissaka, but I like Spence. I hope it's the beginning of the end for Spence already because Conte said it was a club signing. When I hear that makes me think cool, Bandulu settings. But nah, man, Basuma, I don't think Richarlison's that wavy. I think he's quite ugly as a footballer to watch, but I think he's a Conte sort of player, and he's one of them players a bit like Andy Robertson. You love when they play for your club. You quite hate them when they don't. Perisic, I hope he frauds up the place, but that's a shrewd addition, really. Not a glamorous one, but that's a sexy signing per se. Which other signings do you think are relevant to make after Zinchenko? Centre mid, right wing. If you could get a decent centre half, if you could, a right back as well. Tielemans could mentor Sambi. He could, but Sambi just needs to pattern himself, man. Like, learn what you can. I'm not being funny. There's some quality players for everyone in every position to learn. Whether you want to learn mentality, final passes, defending, positioning, learn. But for Sambi, I think it's more mental. Obviously, on the ball, there's certain things, but he looked like a shadow of his former self. He wants a bit too much time on the ball. In centre mid, is blinkered. He plays blinkered like this, like a deer in the headlights. You're always going to be in serious problems if you're approaching it like that. So I hope we see a better Sambi Lokonga. But if he doesn't, then you need to hit the loan circuit next year. We just need to get our money back and play. We should have signed Sinistera low-key. I don't really rate, really. Let's see what he does at Leeds. Sane is a must. Would love it, but the dream is free. Brother, the game is not tonight, my guy, bro. Please. It's not tonight, bro. It's not tonight. It's tomorrow. I will be doing a watch-along for it tomorrow. That's the second time you've mentioned that. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but I don't know what you want me to do, bro. I can't time travel, bro. Tomorrow settings, man. I have a feeling we'll sign that midfielder and winger because we have built up some momentum. But as usual, Arsenal knows how to build hope, then disappoint. Once again, Harrison, centre mid, primarily right wing. Come on. I mean, I wouldn't say I've got hands, but I can defend myself. I ain't Superman, but I could defend myself. I ain't scared of confrontation. That's just everyday life, man. Fighting's the last option, man. I'm never the aggressor, but yeah, bro, it is what it is. That I realized very young in my life. If you're just because you're a nice guy, you don't want to trouble no one, you don't want to bother no one, does not mean it's not gonna find this way to you, really. This guy's brazy, man. 10 if we get Sane and Paqueta and Tielemans and sell Pepe and Lucas Torreira. Smith Rowe said he wants more assists than the 2 he got last year. Well, you should, bro. We need another right back, but reality is Arteta like Cedric, so that won't happen. Trust and Cedric, I clock Cedric's angle. He's clocked. You know what? There's very young Portuguese speakers. I'm gonna kind of be big bro, good boy around, good lad around the dressing room and around the change room hype. I've clocked it. I've clocked Cedric's one, and Cedric's contracted until 2024. I don't know if he's gonna. I don't know what wages he's at, but you're living in London, contracted until 2024. You like where you're at. The manager has said you like where you're at. Turned down opportunities to leave in January. You're not in no reason to bust out. Not gonna lie, the 5 subs will make or break top 4. 100% DG. We need strength in depth, or we've got no chance. I think that's what we're doing, and I think that's what's going on, bro. I think that's genuinely what's going on. I think you will see Arteta. I don't know about rotate properly, use the bench properly, but I think you will see more players get opportunities because I think there's a stronger bench next season. Let's be honest, them Haylen boys were just on school trips. Amari, Patino, Mika Bereth, who came from Fulham, Salah Odin, Zach Swanson. Well, he got shipped out quickly to Portsmouth. Needed to. Them men are on the bench, but they're not playing. You know, they're not. None of them played in the Prem. That tells you not necessarily that Arteta doesn't rate them, but it tells you that they're just bodies because there's a lack of depth. And you know, we already had a lack of bodies in January. We stripped that further, which again played a part among other things as to why our season wasn't what it should have been or could have been. And obviously, you saw what panned out. So I do think with Fabio Vieira, potentially if Pepe Nelson, some of these guys hang around, and obviously people brought in. There's options. Not everybody can play. Just look at the front three. You know, Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, and Ketia. Not everyone can play. There's different combinations and all sorts of things. And provided we find balance, you could have some good options. I don't want rotation for rotation's sake, but clearly our ability to rotate, over relying on certain players, playing them into the ground. Saka, Ramsdale, Partey, Ben White, Tomiyasu, all good examples of playing people unnecessarily with injuries where they're collapsing. Obviously, and I would say the most important point is when these guys are not there, how good are you at your worst? How good are we when Tomiyasu, Partey, Tierney are not there? And Saka hasn't turned up for the game, or Smith Rowe hasn't turned up. Fucking shit. Pardon my language. Like, this is where we need to get better. When things are going wrong, that's where you see your test. You never know how strong you really are as a human being if everything in life is easy for you, really and truly. So it's one of them ones, man. Said DG spitting today. Shout out G1 in the cup, man. Come on. Appreciate that, my guy. There's one thing people saying we need a right back, and then there's reality that we currently have 5 right backs in the team. Swanson's gone. Brooke Norton-Cuffy is developing. I mean, let's not draw any conclusions on 6 months at Lincoln where bare people can't tell you 90 minutes they see. You know, needs to keep developing. Let's see what he's saying next season and the season beyond that. Let's have a real conversation around him at 20 where he shouldn't be the finished article. But if he's not ready, then certain things need to happen. Ainsley Maitland-Niles' days are numbered. He could hang around like a bad smell. Cedric is doing exactly that. Tomiyasu is Tomiyasu, innit? 30. There's not much more I could say with him, and in a nice way, I feel about Tomiyasu how I did better yet about Sagna in that they just do their job, bro. Like, you don't need to discuss them, talk about them in a nice way. You don't need to mention them really, and if we could get a couple more of them sort of players, we might be doing all right in it. 199 likes, people keep running it up. Fantastic questions, talking points, etc. But you're right still. Bro, to be honest, I think Arsenal will do great this season with Jesus. I mean, everyone needs Jesus in their life, but, you know, you could need more than that. You know, God/Jesus only helps you if you help yourselves. You know, Arsenal can't do this thing where we sign one guy or we get one manager or we just look at one person to change our whole fortunes. It's not going to bang like that, you know. City would look a lot different if they only had one star man. Liverpool would look a lot different if they only relied on purely Mo Salah and they had all them. Remember when they had Varane and all them shit dons before Klopp went in? They'll look a lot different. So why are we relying on man? If you've got Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo, then fair enough. But even that, with all their clubs, it's not enough. Neymar hasn't won a Champions League at PSG. Ronaldo hasn't at this moment in time got United back to where they want to go. PSG and Messi has been a failure at this moment in time. So even with that, you need a squad. You need another 10 players. If you want to do this singular variable thing, then people need to watch boxing or tennis or Formula One. But when you break it down, there actually isn't a single sport in the world that is a one man or woman sport. It isn't. You know, you've got a team and that. So it's interesting, man. It's a very interesting way of looking at things, man. Elite conversations as usual, people. Oh, you'll come out my live stream, man. You're asking the same question about this game, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to be respectful, but you're not listening, so you have to go, man. Would you take the pay? I mean, we lost a couple drippy dons, so why not for the drip? But nah. Nah, I don't know where they're getting that. But that Barcelona, I don't know where Barcelona are getting their money, man. It's probably like Ronald Reagan, the war on drugs, or they're doing the Cali cartel thing. It's Beaky, man. It's Bandulu, man. I can't lie. Who knows, man? Barca are fraud in the place. DG, do you believe the stories that were reported last night? What stories, bro? We need to sell a couple of players before making a signing, or do you think we can bring in another before signing? I think we can, but I think naturally a lot of clubs are going to try and get players gone. I think you look at a lot of teams, you could say us, Spurs, Man United, Chelsea have lost a lot of players, but maybe even there's a couple there. City have started getting rid of players, so they clearly had a couple. And then, you know, even Juventus, Barcelona, everyone's got a bunch of players that don't have futures at this club. But as you know, not all of these players are attractive signings. You know, really, they've just about got Longley off the books temporarily to Spurs and that. It's all crazy. It's all, man. Is the game today or tomorrow? I swear it's Thursday, like Friday. If it's today, then we do it today. But crazy. Is it today? It can't be today. Oh shit! Yeah, it's midnight, isn't it? Technically, yeah. You're right. So that's actually what we need to do. See why I hate these timestamps. But even then, man, I feel bad about my man. But he keeps spamming the same question. I can't lie. Spamming is one of the most jarring things. So yeah, it's today. So we're gonna do a watch along for that. Let's remove that. Good thing about that. Oh Lord, Wednesday, 11:45. Let's change that to midnight then, man. Because we're watching Love Island. You know, we gotta take a Cali break and that. Change that to midnight. So yeah, we'll be watching that. Shit. Put that at 12 a.m. as well. Yeah, we're there for that. Good thing I done that today by coincidence. So yeah, take that one in, people. What else are you lot saying? We will be watching that. Yeah, the game's at midnight. It's at midnight. It's at midnight. It's at midnight. Different timestamps, time zones. Sorry, you're right. So yeah, set your reminders. Even more reason to do that. The dream is free. The hustle is sold separately. It is kind of today. It is today. Well, tomorrow. DG, it's 12:30 tonight for us, but technically tomorrow morning. So yeah, tomorrow morning, man. But yeah, away from that. So yeah, set your timers. So I guess that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 streams. We get through it, man. We get through it. Off topic, but who's better between Conte and Klopp? Klopp, bro. Take nothing away from that great Italian gaffer, even though he's over them sides. For me, I'm taking Klopp. This combo is the best YouTube show collaboration. Anyone else here? Is it you talk about me and you lot in the chat? Lots of my chat. If someone else is here, I'm scared because I don't like to, you know, if I'm ever gonna meet my death, I never want to meet it from behind. So if you're trying to do me something wrong and you're behind the screen, face me like a man, please. So I don't know about none of that, but yeah, bro. I hear that. Appreciate that, man. I am keeping cool. I know I ain't back no water. Cedric's like Deji catching a stray for no reason at all. No reason. He deserved that. This is why I'm here daily, proper convo about the club. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. And this is why I'm here daily as well. We meet again, Wolf. All right, bro. Big up Orlando. Big up Orlando is my home team, and Arsenal is my life. A dream come true that they're playing against each other. Orlando, a good position based team. Possession, I think you mean. Pato, up top, has been clinical of late. Small glimpses of his quality, can't give him space. And he's technically an ex-Chelsea man, so it might be there. First things first, Desmond, appreciate you for the super chat, man. That's the most important thing. Thank you very much for departing with your cash. Your comments and your support is enough. But yeah, man, big up the Americans. Hopefully you lot get to see first-hand Arsenal playing. Hopefully they pick up 3 points, and hopefully you lot see some goals, man. You know, I've been to, I think, 2 games that I finished 0-0. I used to have a record of never that. It's the worst feeling ever, man. Like, I remember that season Ozil was going to break the assisting. I think it was Arsenal-Southampton. Bro, that was frustrating. I can't remember the other one. Do you think we're light up front? I wouldn't say light, but for what I would call proper options, I would say we're like Garfi, really. What a name. You know, Jesus and Nketiah is going to play. The only one I'm really convinced with it there is Jesus. I do like Martinelli, but he hasn't got the numbers and he needs to learn to play up front and that. Balogun needs to hit the loan circuit, could be part of the squad. Being part of the squad isn't necessarily going to give you games and minutes. Minutes are currency, you know. I don't know if it's that. And Nketiah, you know, number 14 shirt, doing well, homegrown, all those things. But I don't know. The only money I'd put my money on is Jesus. And even that, 14, 15 league goals max in the Premier League season under him in a Team City where they can't stop scoring. You got to look at it a bit weird. So, yeah, potentially. And maybe you could offset that with a right winger. Pardon me. But that's all. It's easier said than done, I guess. So we'll have to see exactly how that one day develops. Hearing Arteta is very competitive. You're a bloody football manager. You should be competitive, mate. You should be. You should be. You should be a sore loser. You should be competitive. You know, serious problems if you're not. Swanson's dead, man. He can play left, right, can play everywhere, but he's dead, man. He was never gonna make it here. Why not Depay? Because he's not gonna make us better. Bringing in man for no reason. Depay's a decent player, got drip and that. Might have won a point to prove, obviously, after the failed United spell, but I don't want Duns just for the sake of it. If he came and he signed for the club and he did better than I thought, then you'd have to give credit where due, but come on, man. Yeah, it's true, but then again, he's spamming, blood. Jesus Ball. Yeah, I blocked him, man, for spamming, not for getting it wrong or me getting it wrong, for spamming, bro. He keeps saying the same thing. Carl, you're moving mad. How do you know about 4th Street as well? You're moving. I can't even bring that comment, but you're moving mad. No, you're never right for spamming, bro. Like, I rate you lot's grind, man. Can't even call DG Kante no more because he's washed. Form is temporary, class is permanent. Kante, he's won everything, innit? The FPL thing is there, bro. I can't lie. I don't know what my league's called, but I know some of you are in it already. So share the link. Trust. It must be the key. Yeah, it must be. Yeah, I made the error still. When you join in rants. Now, I'm sure that's tomorrow. Well, technically, no, I'm right, bro. It's 12:30 tomorrow, bro. Which technically is today, so yeah. Anyways, the ball, I don't know what's going on here, man. DG, we lost at least 6 to 9 points last season due to bad officiating. Yeah, we did. But I'm not going to cap. I watched the City game I watched the City highlights. I was with my brethren. I watched the City where we lost the City. Now, when Odegaard never got a penalty, there's question marks over what City got one with. But there's been times we've got away with it. And I'm not saying it's right because it definitely isn't right. But in Sunday League, you're told play to the whistle. Play to the whistle. There's been many times where, yes, we've been dealt a harsh hand by the referee. But then that's been like a second to a minute or 2 minute flashpoint across a 90-minute game. And I think a lot of fans start doing this. But if that never happened and this happened and that, bro, that's not life, bro. If everybody done better in school, we'd all be probably a lot smarter and probably voting for Tories and making bare peas and that. That's dead. You're right, but you know, there's many things we can arrest. We can't control referees. We can't control what other teams are doing. But there's many things Arsenal need to look inwards. Game management, man management, responding to setbacks. Look, even when Martinelli was unfortunately sent off against Wolves or Leeds or whoever it was for whatever they sent him off for. I know it's only whoever it was. It's not the top 6, but we done the job. We need to get over with things. We can't keep finding excuses. Walter steady Eddie, like what he's, like I think he had a good season last year and he's taking his chances clearly in training and pre-season. So I don't know if he's going to make the grade here, but yeah, man, you can see why he's playing for England youth and Arteta's been one of the only young players that Arteta's taken on the travel. So keep doing that, innit? Keep giving a good account of yourself because that's how you get first team appearances. That's how you might be on the bench with 5 subs. That's how you might even play Europa League. So you want to see all the young lads doing well, man. Morning, DG. Out of all the Doody players, which one do you think possibly has a chance of redemption? I mean, there's a reality where Pepe could at least stay the next season if you can't move him on. Ainsley could ride out his contract or at least stay till January. I would like Torreira to be given a new lease of life if that was your question. but we all know where we're at. Nelson could hang around, but yeah, man, that man really would like Leno. Well, Leno's not that in it. Leno wants to leave, but yeah, man, the pay is better than Martinelli. I'll take your word for it, man. I'm still don't want the. It's not that I don't want the pay. If he signs for Arsenal, it's great. I'm still not gonna advocate that. Yeah, man. I wouldn't say the pay got aired, but the pay was acting like their brethren. I'm in my own fantasy leagues, bro. And we've also probably gained a few as well, bro. Like, we can't be doing up all of that. We're at 230 likes. Why did no one say we've hit that? Let's get into the transfer news. Couple more questions, in fact. Where do you think Arsenal can finish this season? As high as fourth, as low as eighth? Do you think Arteta has an ego problem? It seems as though if you fall out with him, he straight up sells you. I mean, I do think Arteta has shown that might be an issue, because if you want to be an elite manager and an elite club, you're going to have to be able to manage elite talents, and typically you've got to deal with them a bit more of a different way. And sometimes I don't quite think with Aubameyang, because it seemed like once it was a straw that broke Arteta's back with Aubameyang. Pause. I don't think it was that, but yeah, I do think he has an issue, and it's very easy to get rid of Aubameyang when the form's not there, or Ozil's not the Ozil he used to be. When that's a key player that if you don't play him, you might not get 3 points. I'm keen to see what happens there. Really, I think Martinelli has the most to prove, in my opinion. Let's hope so, man. Do you think Arteta can do more this season than what he did before? Well, if he can't, then he needs to, hand in his resignation, really and truly. It's as simple as that, really. He needs to do exactly that. If you can't improve, if any player that thinks they can't do better than last season, you need to cut. What are we doing? If you don't think you can be better, you need to cut. Do the right thing and cut now. Really and truly. But yeah, let's get into the transfer news. A promise is a promise, people. What's the minute? Brain freeze, brain pause. There we have it. 107.07. So yeah, let me make my timestamp. Transfer news. Love for that. Keep running up the likes, people, and don't forget. Actually, today now, it's Orlando against Arsenal. And again, all of you lot with your links to watch the game, you lot better make sure you're there. We're gonna need you lot in top form, man. This is what off topic before we carry on now. One thing that annoys me, I made a video about Matthias Tell and why I like him. I literally in that video, I can remember. In fact, I cut up a part of the last stream from yesterday. I've listed everything I like about the player, and then someone will comment, "Why do you think he's good?" Are you listening or talking? I know you didn't watch it then. And we bottled it simple as, bro. It would have been sweeter had we have got top four with, I do think Arsenal fans, there's a lot of injustices, but let's be honest, Arsenal fans love to do the boy who cried wolf thing all the time, to a point where it's not even true what they're saying. And look how sweet it would have been if we got top four, regardless. We never got top four because fourth weren't there. Because of referees. Was referees a factor when you took the lead against Everton away, Man United away, and Crystal Palace? Was referees a factor when we didn't turn up for half of these away games? Or when we drew against Burnley? No. Was the referee a factor as to why we lost to City? Yes. But then if you look at the goals we've conceded, Xhaka's the fool guy and been stupid. But look at the marking which led to him even being involved in that flashpoint. Yes, we was down to 10 men, rightly or wrongly so. Look at the marking in the last minute of the game against City. We need to stop doing the emotional thing and actually look at what has actually happened. Love the victim thing, man. I mean, Liverpool, I expect them to be looking at that. Odegaard promised top four, promises a comfort to a fool. You can't promise that. You can't promise that. There's no way you can promise that. And we don't control our own variables. Do you think the signings would be different with Champions League? Yeah, fuck. We've been probably puffing out our chest a bit more than a lot of us thought. Yeah, 100%. Fuck. 100 million, billion%, bro. 100%. Don't know any other way to share that. Like 100%, man. Who knows? You might have been able to get things on the line, and especially them more elite bracket talents, not the little man youngsters in that, probably. But it is what it is, isn't it? Like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Where should we start? Let's start actually. But that's more so for later. And don't forget, 3 p.m. on Twitch, people. After this, 3 p.m. to about 4:30, we're playing FM. It's a shorter FM, but yeah, we'll be doing that. Love Island 8:45, and then yeah, we're watching Arsenal playing it really. So we're gonna have to see how that develops. Oh, don't do this. Okay, cool. I can't play this, people. I can replay it when we go on exclusively on Twitch, but YouTube, you know how the copyright thing is set. But several people now have kind of confirmed it. Pep Guardiola announces Zinchenko deal's completed. He's going to Arsenal. The deal's been signed. Second part of his medical has been completed, people. It is what it is in that regards, people. So yeah, you'd expect that progress made in that. One sec. My phone's gonna die. I'm gonna need that. Bring that then. Sorry, folks. You know, I live catching me by double edge, so my phone needs to charge. Gym session with my friends later. But anyways, people, yeah, he's going to Arsenal. He's confirmed, deal signed, second part of the medical to be completed, then an official statement, people. So we'll see how that one goes. What's this? Arsenal and Man City have completed contracts for Zinchenko. Deal set to be announced as a player. Left City training camp yesterday in order to join Arsenal. He's going to sign until June 2026. His agent's good because that will take him, I believe, until 29. He either can negotiate a decent term at Arsenal or go somewhere or do what he needs to do in it, really and truly. Medical test, contract signature, and official statement. You'd imagine, well, by Arsenal standards, you don't know, innit? But you'd imagine we get that one completed today, because Arteta is inevitably going to be asked about that, really. And maybe, I know he always does this, we can't talk about players that are not at the club. He could probably talk about him now, can he not really? Because it seems like progress has been made, or maybe we don't. 258 likes, people. Can we get towards 300? One love for that, people, in advance. Away from this, again, as you know, yesterday it was reported via The Athletic that Zinchenko actually left Manchester City's pre-season camp for a medical with Arsenal. So that's kind of been done. In principle, we agreed a £30 million deal with about 2 million in achievable bonuses. It's understood that Zinchenko has now departed City's training camp in Houston, Texas, and is due in Orlando, Florida, where he'll undergo a medical. Arsenal sporting director Edu is also scheduled to arrive in Orlando today to help finalize the deal. He could become Arsenal's fifth signing, people. And as we know, he can play left back as well as in midfield. So it is what it is. Once again, confirming stuff. Sky Sports has said Arsenal agree £32 million deal with Man City for Ukraine international Zinchenko, people. We're set to pay 30 million up front with 2 million in add-ons, while personal terms clearly are not an issue because we've now obviously heard he's more or less agreed such. Forest in talks with Lingard, that's a falling off thing. But what else is going on in this world? We'll pre all of this in a sec, people. But yeah, man, it is what it is in that regard. Zinchenko set to complete 35 million. So is it 30, 32, 35? Anyways, he's set to complete his move. Pep Guardiola's allowed him to leave for more game time, people. So yeah, it is what it is. He's set to end his 6-year stay, and he's hoping for more permanent game time after making just 15 appearances. So again, I don't. If that's me, I'm pretty sure he wants to play in midfield, but left back, centre mid, you're not necessarily going to care. You just want to play more than 15 times, and Arsenal can give you that. Really, we were interested in May. Obviously, Arteta's got his man. And I mean, where him and Jesus are concerned, I expect you to get more of a trick out of them because you've crossed paths with them before. So you should know them better than some of your existing players. Is saying obviously man's got the Palm Angels team. You know how expensive them thing there are. You don't need to get me more subscribers so I can start wearing some of that shit. But yeah, people, you know, we've all seen the all or nothing. You lot were saying Cedric. Apparently it's Lacazette and Leno. Zinchenko were making progress. We have been linked with Arthur Melo. Xhaka gassing up Arteta. Oh, that's great. He said, without him, I would not be at this football club anymore. He helped me a lot when I was completely down. Big up the manager. That's what it's about. He took me aside, helped me with small things, step by step, tactically, as a person, mentally, between the team and the club, tried to help me as well with the fans. He's a freak in a positive way. Tactically, he knows everything. It's how to switch to a back three when you're going away from home. And you can see Holding and Cedric failing to deal with Son. And you can see Son knows that. Fair enough, though. Before the games is unbelievable. I had a lot of coaches, but I have to put Mikel as one of the top ones in my career. Fair enough. Fabio Vieira is raring to go. Tielemans will sit down with Brendan Rodgers to discuss his future. Jesus is talking about title challenge. I don't know about that. I think they're doing him dirty there. Apparently, he wants to stay at the Emirates for at least 5 years. Well, as I said, I always like projects in my life. I like to do things not only thinking about today, but thinking about the long term. I came here not to stay 1 or 2 seasons, but to stay 5. If you do what you're doing and Madrid and them things there come offering for you, you're cutting out, man. So that's my thought. That's why I chose to come to Arsenal, a very big club in England where they have a very beautiful history and who, unfortunately, is a bit dormant a little bit. Coming to a club that hasn't won a league for a long time and that has been improving every year. The decision was also very important. Kevin Campbell's urged us to sign Kante. Smith Rowe has set himself a new target. I need to keep improving my stats because I didn't really get many assists last season. I've been watching clips of my game, noting the timing of my passes where I should have played it to create more chances. I remember Brighton away where you should have played in, I think, Pepe. I've been watching footage of Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, and Mason Mount to see what those creative players are doing. And that, you should. Bruno Fernandes scores lots of goals. Mason Mount's got a very good player. Bernardo Silva, extremely good player. Kevin De Bruyne, a hallmark of the Premier League. He also said yesterday that the World Cup is a target of his, but boy, you're gonna need to do a lot to get in there, really, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, let's come off this newspaper anyways, man. Big up you lot, people. Don't forget content, and more content galore today. I'm probably going to burn myself out, but why wouldn't I not do it? Do it for the cause, mate. Could do it for a worse cause, but doing it for you lot, people. So yeah, that's that. What's this again? Remove that. What's this? Should we circle the block again? Is there Zinchenko stuff? Pep Guardiola realizes he says reveals that Zinchenko said goodbye. It was nice because we could say goodbye properly, and he's bigged him up as well. What has he actually said? On behalf of the club, I'd like to express gratitude for the effort, how they behaved on and off the field. It was nice with Alex yesterday because we could say goodbye, and obviously City are moving closer towards getting Cucurella. Unfortunately, with Sterling and Gabriel, we could not do it because it was the summertime. But yesterday we could say goodbye to him, and he can move on to Arsenal. Fair enough. So yeah, in case you needed more confirmation, there's that in it. And allegedly, Zinchenko has said goodbye to his teammates already, people, as you would imagine, as he's left their base. What's this? Allow me with the cookies, man. Off thing. Mikel Arteta has previously said we're not finished. I mean, we've seen these rumours yesterday, but that Paqueta could be available for 34 million. If it can be done, we'd like it. Akanji, I only started knowing about him because of this. He played against United for Basel. Since then, he's not developed. He's always linked with big clubs. I mean, definitely, if you're going to bring in a centre-half, it shouldn't be him. He's fucking shit. I'm not going to lie. Pardon my French. Not good enough, really and truly. That's probably just paper talk. We all know Zinchenko is the one. So, yeah, it's seeming a bit boring. Allegedly, David Ornstein has said the key decision makers at Arsenal are essentially all in on him. When you talk to people around this situation, they make clear there may need to be a departure first for Tielemans to come in. So that's one that we've got to play the waiting game, I guess. And then you could see here, well, you can in a second. Allegedly, Edu is fully convinced that a move for Leicester midfielder Yuri Tielemans would be a great option for us next season. And, at this point, we know we like the guy a lot. We know he's lit. We know he's got 12 months left on his deal. We're at where we're at with him, innit, really. I'm not going to get bored on that. Once again, Arteta has said he wants to maintain a winning run in Orlando. Really, we should save that for later, people, because we will be doing that later. Tielemans delivers 4-word message on his Leicester future. What has he said? Preparing for the new season. These clickbait cunts. And what's all of this? Again, hopefully it lets us read this, people, because the Telegraph like you to subscribe. Well, Brendan Rodgers has been unable to bring in players, really and truly. I'm just skipping for, if you support Leicester, that's great. Leicester wants some decent players. Noni could be a great signing from PSV. Levi Cole would be a fantastic option from Chelsea. But where Tielemans is, Tielemans remains a target for Arsenal, with Mikel Arteta the main driving force behind the move, but they have still not made their play, with only tentative interest at this stage from Manchester United. Arsenal are not in any rush. Tielemans has delayed signing a contract extension and is understood to even be reluctant to sign an extension if he does not move this summer. So yeah, people, it is what it is. As we know, they're trying to get a bunch of players gone. It is what it is. So Leicester, deal with what you're dealing with. I mean, I'd love to be able to sign, Maddison. Apparently, Leicester having to consider offers for players they would ordinarily want to keep, such as Maddison, Kelechi, Iheanacho, and Kassan. I mean, Kassan could be a shrewd addition for a decent price. Can play left back and right back. I would love Maddison, but we've already got a congested midfield. It doesn't seem that we ever were in for him. I know last summer, Richard Garlick, it came out, leaked something to kind of take interest away from stuff. I mean, I don't know. No English thing. I don't know what's going on here, but apparently there's an agreement close for Marcelo Flores. Apparently he'll go to Oviedo on loan. The 18-year-old could do a lot worse. You didn't get to make your debut. I don't quite think you're good enough to play regular football for Arsenal today or tomorrow, but I do like him a lot, and I think Spain or Holland would have been fairly suited to your game plan. And I hope you do well. You know, hopefully you can play senior football, maybe even force your way into the Mexican World Cup squad. Really and truly, I don't know if he'll make the grade at Arsenal, but I do think we should give the lad a chance. And yeah, man, go and play senior football. A lot of you should. You know, Amari's left permanently. Don't know if he'll get senior football at Chelsea or go out on loan, but he should be pushing to play senior football. There was a Reading loan. Flores is obviously leaving temporarily. You'd imagine Aziz does. Don't know what happens with Patino, but if you get congested midfielders, if I was Charlie, I'd push the boat out to go on loan. Norton Coffey, you was given a taste of it at Lincoln. Go out and play football. Balogun the same. Anyone else the same as well. So shout out to the young bull as well. Hopefully Marcelo Flores can do his thing. According to reports, the odds are increasing that Tielemans will actually stay at Leicester this summer, even with Arsenal being big admirers of him. He's rated at 30 million people. So we'll have to see. What's this mean? Well, I mean, I could, you know what, I could go and find that article, but I think we've slightly read it already, haven't we, people? So, yeah, that's kind of just reiterating what we already know. What's this? Smith Rowe's revealed that Mikel Arteta even trash talks at bowling. I mean, you'd imagine him to be competitive, people. And obviously, apparently, Smith Rowe is a doubt for the season to start, which, again, you don't want that, especially for our key players. He said, I can't wait. I grew up in Croydon. I've been to Chessington, World of Adventures, Fort Park and Alton Towers. I love it. Okay. I really like bowling. We went Germany and I won. Me and the gaffer were going head to head because we were on the lanes next to each other. I was surprised, to be fair, to see how competitive he was. Arteta was even trash talking. Was even trash talking. It was funny. And that's big up you, man. He said, I have good people around me. They always keep me happy. And I just like to spend time with them when I go through these hard times. Big up Smith Rowe. I'm quite strong in the head, so I really never let injuries get to me. And that's what you need, man. You can't believe the hype. You know, you can't believe all the critics. You're never as good as you think you are. You're never as bad as you think you are. You keep that in life. That's what I try to do anyways. You should be all right. Big up yourself, Smith Rowe. New deal, number 10 shirt, England cap. Now, can you go on and do it? Can you do better? Can we see more of a full season? Because Saka looked burnt out. Saka kept it going right into the end, really. You kind of went disappearing in the last 6 months of the season. I look at, bro, you're of Southampton, and you're probably the second half of the season mishaps, really. But we love Smith Rowe, man. Oh, I do, you know, significant game time. Players at 8 one day, 10 flanks. You play a lot, you get your assists. I still don't think you'd get in the England squad, but you could for a World Cup, but you could force it. I can obviously be proud of myself and I can be happy with it, but at the same time, I've been unfortunate. I think it's every kid's dream to play in a World Cup. So, yeah, of course, when I do come back, hopefully I can get as many minutes as possible to show what I can do, and then we'll see. He then said, I didn't really get many assists last season. That is one factor I'm going to try and improve this season. You're wearing the 10. Ozil's had that. Odegaard could have had that. You know, Bergkamp had that. You need to pattern. We kind of spoke about this already, but he said, studying, watching games and clips, seeing where I should have passed, or the timing of my passes, and where I can create more chances. Obviously, not just me, watching other players in the league. And he said the usual suspects, Kevin, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount, as you should, really. And he spoke about how he always talks about eating and that. Long story short, he spoke about cutting out them sort of things there and chocolate and things. And, you know, you're that now. You have to give your life to this. He's obviously spoke on helping players settle in. And he said Marquinhos doesn't speak good English, but he's a good lad. And you want to see the new players integrating very, very quickly in it, really and truly. So, yeah, man. He then spoke on Saka, obviously, with the racist abuse and all of these sort of things. Pardon me. I've grown up with him. I've known him for a long time, so for him to come through it, it's no surprise to see how strong he is at such a young age. His maturity is ridiculous. I'm happy for him, and long may it continue. Amen, my brother. And what's going on here? Aaron Ramsdale's been speaking. My guy, one of my favorite players in the Arsenal squad, really and truly. I don't know why, but I like this guy a lot, man. We're bringing in players who are hungry and young, like we did in the previous summer, but we're also bringing in winners as well. I mean, he couldn't win by himself. He could be as big as a winner as he is. Everyone needs to buy into what they're doing, innit? But we're also bringing in winners as well. We've done it at this level. Everyone who's coming in has raised the level. And if anyone else can come in and raise it again, it's only going to benefit us. On Jesus, he said he's a great guy. He chats with everyone and he always has a smile on his face. And I see that with Jesus. You see him in a buggy with El Nene and a couple of other randomers. Then you see him with the Brazilian lads. Seems sort of fitted in really well, really and truly. He's got an amazing talent. He also knows how to win, so I've been trying to pick his brains. He's not going to change everything at this club in terms of winning things, but if he can take 1% of his mentality and how he plays, then it's only going to benefit us. Amen. He then said every disappointment can be a learning curve. It's how you get out of the best out of that situation. You have to learn, because it didn't have to be missing out on top four completely. There was lessons we could have learned mid-season before we played certain teams, but no point crying over spilt milk. You need to learn, innit? I was very hard-headed in school. Do you know how many times I would get in trouble and not learn and not think of certain things? But then you have to realize, you have to go through certain things, and the penny has to drop for all of these players, like in life yourself. Can be a new learning curve this season with European football, which is something not everyone in the squad has had before. Lol. There were positives to take out of last season, but it was a disappointing end for us. We're over that now, and we're looking forward. He said we're in the Europa League to win it, so lifting that trophy and getting into the Champions League would be a great season for us. Getting into the Champions League has got to be the aim at the start of every season. I don't want to hear nothing else then. I don't want to hear nothing else. Xhaka has spoken about winning the Europa League. You have spoken about that. Odegaard has spoken about that. Mikel Arteta, I don't know what he has or hasn't said, but anything less than top four and a Europa League final is failure. Now, we can adjust it. Certain things happen in the season. But yeah, man, it is what it is. And obviously, I think we've already covered these Hayes' comments. Oh, no, we hasn't. We haven't. I think we covered them bits at the beginning. He said, so that I've also counted, I have this challenge of winning, coming to a club that haven't won a league for a long time and that has been improving every year. The decision was very important. Well, I believe it's not a redemption because I'm still in the same league, country environment, and in an environment where there are many young players. Everyone talks, everyone laughs, everyone has fun together. There are Brazilians, there's Mikel, there's Edu, there are people from the staff that I've also worked with. So this is very important. The way the players welcomed me here is also very important. It counted a lot. And well, I'm happy to be here and for the start of this preseason. And I believe that it is still nothing of what is to come. Inshallah, inshallah. Apparently, we're looking at Gavido. I mean, if you could, yeah, but he's going to cost more than Lisandro Martinez. I still think he's incredibly clumsy, and he's shown that in the Europa League, and he's shown that in Europe, and he's shown that in the Euros. But there's a lot to like. He's a left-footed centre half. He's a Croatian lad. Croatian are making talent. Good left footer, confident on the ball. As I said, Bozo gene, very clumsy, but there's stuff to like. I just don't think we're going to go out there and buy him. But we've been linked with Gavido. Of man are saying 80 million, blood. So there you have it, really and truly. Yeah. And you can see once he gets on the ball is when his danger starts to begin. He sits in the 97th percentile for progressive passes. As I said, he's a very good passer. He's clearly good at bringing things forward. He's quite high for interceptions, but concentration is where he kind of struggles for me. So that's that. That's for later. So I think with that, I think that's Arsenal transfer news done there, people. Let me spin the block on Google, but unless it's Tielemans, Zinchenko, the occasional stupid link, I don't think we're getting anything. The articles are coming out about technically better than Kevin De Bruyne. I don't know if Zinchenko is technically, in terms of his technical ability, better than Kevin De Bruyne. I'm here to entertain the cap, but you're moving absolutely bad. Did it like this? It's a lie, really. Quite frankly, it's just 100% cap, 100% BS, really and truly. Almost 300 likes. Keep running that up, people. Again, I don't know if these are anything credible, people, but as you can see here, Arsenal striker Balogun attracting Bundesliga interest. That could be playing in a top 5 league. Why not? It's better than playing in the Championship. But I'm not against him going back to Middlesbrough. 21 years of age, you need minutes, man. Go out there and get them. In my opinion. If you haven't hit the like button, unexpected high bills due. Don't forget, people, hit the like button on this as well. He's been linked. So, yeah, Balogun's been linked with the Bundesliga. Hopefully, he gets a loan that plays him a lot of games. Marseille are ready to drop plans for Tavares. As you know, we've been unable to come to a situation. So, you'd imagine we see some progress with some departures now with Zinchenko, whether that's finding a permanent or what I assume a loan home for Tavares, picking up a loan fee, and obviously addressing the futures of, find a good home for Balogun, find a good home for a couple of the young players, find permanent homes potentially for Ainsley, Nelson, Pepe, Torreira, Bellerin, Leno, Marie, the list goes on, and there's probably hella forgotten dons at the football club, people. So, yeah, it is what it is in that regards. So, yeah. What else have you lot been saying, man? As I missed you lot out. Are you confident in Ramsdale? I like Ramsdale. I mean, he was overperforming at the start of the season, and I think it doesn't surprise me when he had a bit of a wobble because he was doing that at the start. We know his positioning is shaky. We know sometimes, even though it's not his fault, he could have done probably a bit better. We know his positioning and when he comes off his line or not coming off his line. We know sometimes the near post. He's a 23-year-old keeper. He's done nothing in the game. Yeah, he's got a good, he's been about, and I think he's a better keeper than I thought. Definitely better with his feet. But we're not signing Buffon in his prime or Cassius in his prime, and he has played through injuries. I like Ramsdale a lot. I don't, obviously it's easy to like him. He's larger than life character. He's a bit more old school in terms of mentality for me. It's easy to gravitate towards him. Him or Tierney would be my captains, really, if I'm honest with you. A left field choice would be Gabriel. I understand why Odegaard's the captain, but I just would like us to go back to basics, more conventional captain. But yeah, I'm convinced in Ramsdale, but needs to develop, man. I normally just go on Twitter and type in Arsenal versus Orlando. I blame the refs. There's definitely a Xhaka bias, and Arsenal need to move away from that. But there's many reasons as to why we can't just look at refs, bro. I mean, when I used to play for Boardwater Farm, we used to benefit from it. But when I left, when you play Boardwater Farm, if you took the lead, Classford is going to start cheating. He'd probably cheating to this day. Big up Classford. He is going to play until Boardwater Farm score or whatever. You know what they're on. Pepe needs game time. He has prospects. All right. It is a big season for Martinelli. Our mentality is our weakness. I know you don't like the speculation thing, but apparently Xhaka has it in his contract that he has to play 35 games. Kind of makes sense. I don't think anyone... If he does, then Arsenal are duds. I don't think any player can sit there and say, I can play 35 games. I think rightly or wrongly, the managers are playing him for that. If that is true, crazy. Carlos Soler would be lit, man. It would be lit. Hey, DG, great show. If Arsenal should sign Tielemans as well, how confident would you be for the season? A lot more confident than last season, but ultimately, I'd still think we would falter because the biggest change I want to see is something that I can't say I can see until probably February, April next year. And that's the mentality. Bad things are going to happen. Points are going to be dropped. Bad days at the office. It is what it is. But too often than not, there's not many times when Arsenal are faced with adversity and we come out the other side and react to setbacks well enough. And you need to be able to do that. Really and truly, like in life. I don't think Xhaka is bad. Eddie putting in work. I shout Statman Bainesy. We need to get. I think I aired you. I just remember. I think I aired you. We need to get that show going, man. Make it a fortnightly thing or something. Shout out Bainesy. Thought you was done with Twitch, lad. Why Cedric? I don't know, man. Cedric is like 5 foot bare. Funny seeing him try to beef, man. Hey, man. 9 times out of 10, them short bad are the ones you got to look out for, blood. It's all Banduli. Martial hype. He scored again. Hey, man, you lot United fans, pardon my language, man. Piss off with that Martial shit, man. You lot go over to Statman's thing and do all of that, man. Like, or wait till 3 p.m. where we can talk more natural football, man. Hey, Kanji's a bum, blood. I'm not on that. I can't lie. I'll be very upset if we sign their Kanji. This guy's class, bro. I don't think some of us don't realize how good Zinchenko signing is. I think he will push Tierney for the left back spot. He suits our play, the way he attacks in the left, go outside or cuts inside, has good delivery. All right, bro. Keep smashing the like button, set your notification bells and all of that good stuff. Do not forget, people, in the AM stupid o'clock, someone unblocked my man. We did him dirty. Well, in fact, he was spamming, but, I'm wrong. You're wrong 50%. We'll be live again, people. So set your things, man. Gaffer DG with the bowling. How would I rate my bowling skills? 5, 6. I'll smack up all of you lot at air hockey. I'll smack up 20% of you at pool. I'll move to 5 of you at table tennis. Yeah. Paintball, if you're not on my team, it'd be long. So, yeah. Who's going to break down the opposition and progress the ball from centre defence and mid when Partey's injured? These number 10s, Bear, we got or we're getting? I don't know, bro. Smith Rowe, the new Ozil. Come on. Emma Smith Rowe. Yo, DG, big up to you. Do you think Smith Rowe suits the current system? Worried he'll be sold for the right price. He suits the system. I'm not worried he's sold. If he's sold, we gas up the next guy. But, yeah, man, he's there, bro. He's calm, man. He's calm, man. He's calm. He could, man. Nah, Mount's not meaty. Mason Mount's not meaty. I think where he suffers from is he's seen a bit of as a teacher's pet. I do think at times he tries too hard, but if Mason Mount was stupid enough to say I'm leaving Chelsea for Arsenal, I'm having that. I think I'll call him meaty and run some bants and that, but man. Mount is decent still, over decent. I like Mount a lot. Still think there's a lot to improve. Still think he tries that hero ball stuff too much, but I like Mason Mount as a baller, man. Bare of these guys got the bozo gene. It's cool though. We need to replace Marie. Can't replace Meady. We just, yeah. I saw an article who said Zinchenko better than Kevin De Bruyne. I didn't click it, man. Leno over Turner, of course, but Leno's future or days appear numbered. Hey, DG, how you doing? Martins, I'm doing well. Hope you're doing better. What do you think about Tavares to Marcel? Wasn't happy with their antics with Saliba. Well, it doesn't appear that Tavares is keen on it, or for whatever reason, whether it's an Arsenal thing, Marseille thing, it seems like that's not done. I'd expect once Zinchenko is confirmed, and when our Edu and Arteta and his team pour a bit more energy into outgoings, we'll see a resolution over Tavares' future. Tavares might stay and be a benchman with 5 subs and that. You know, he could be a decent option when you just need a bit of chaos and come off the bench and stuff. The problem is there's not too many games over a 38-game calendar that you need chaos. The Chelsea game at the Bridge, chaotic. West Ham United away, chaotic. You know, Man United where he scored and gave away a penalty which Bruno missed, chaotic. Too often than not, it's not that, you know. And it can be chaotic for the wrong reasons. Anytime he's gone to Old Trafford, well, not that he's gone to many. I remember Old Trafford, Anfield, Palace, Nottingham Forest, West Ham, as I just said. He did do well against Chelsea by his own standards, but still, Kelas, you can't trust him away from. You can't barely trust Tavares at the Emirates, let alone away from home. I'm not trying to criticize him. It's just you make it harder to get 3 points. You're not ready right now. You need to go on loan. Either where you can become a certain player, or that money, that 8 million we spent, the initial outlay, that can turn into something mad or something, really. Big up Ballistic Balassi. What a name. That name always kills me. DG. Big Gabby Jesus looks promising for you. Like, I hear that. When will people learn Pepe isn't good enough? I think he's good enough to be a bench player rotation option, but we're at where we're at now. I'm tired of Pepe being a talking point, blood. I got a feeling we extended El Nene's contract due to Lokonga falling well below expectations. Big season for him to show he can handle and own the 6 role. Probably. I think there's some truth in that. Do you think Vieira can get some minutes tonight, and how excited are you about him? I do want to see what we do with Vieira, what we mold him into, what he can bring to the table. And obviously, we finally got a little Portuguese demon in it. You know, I don't think he's going to be Bernardo Silva or Jota or that. But if he could do them sort of things, bring it in it. And I don't think he'll play today because it seems like he just got back in training. Hopefully, you know, because that would mean he's ready to go. But yeah, man, I don't think we're going to see him, Smith Rowe, probably not Tomiyasu. And I am worried about Tomiyasu because I'm not being funny. You know, we're starting the season in a bit, especially with Crystal Palace and the way they play. Tomiyasu wins a lot of first and second balls in the air. We're going to need that at Selhurst Park. You lot know nothing good comes out of South London, man. So we're going to need our players for half a chance. I'm never going to miss an opportunity for South London slander because you lot think you're too good, man. It's all banter. It's all banter. Shout out South London's finest and stylish because I know you two especially probably kissed your teeth. It's all, you know, it's agenda. The agenda's got to agenda. Man said tell money. Is that a Hackney reference? If you know, you know, in it. But yeah, it's Matthias Tell, but tell money. If you know, you know. I don't know about none of that. Hella chattings. Is that a challenge, bro? I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of capping with the table tennis thing. I'm capping a bit with the table tennis ability in it. Definitely, Dons will get dealt with at air hockey. No, bro. If I ever did the DG challenge, nah. And I'm not playing no one. If you've been jail, we're not playing pool together, in it. But you, bro, Paint. Oh, you're not ready, bro. You're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready, bro. To be fair, it was Walker who said Zinchenko has better tech than Kevin De Bruyne. True, but certain man love capping. You know, big up Sir Alex Ferguson. He said Phil Jones could be Manchester United's most important player in their history. You know, I'm sure Arsene Wenger's got a bunch of cap as well. We love the cap, man. It could be a little cap, man. I believe them. I believe Walker. You're training with Donny week in, week out. And I remember once there was a video released of City doing training, and I remember the City players, they were just taking one touch and pinging it to each other. And Zinchenko looked wavy at that, innit? But yeah, man. Listen, Smith Rowe just needs a clear run, man. I'm cool with him, man. I don't think it's a Wenger thing. Listen, South London's cool, man. The Jones are cool as well, man. Love for subscribing with Amazon Prime. I'm a cozy. I hope that ain't one of them Bandulu names where I've said some madness that's going to get clipped. Rob Holding out, yeah, he's there. Shout out South London, man. Stop it. You lot, stop it. Don't. This is why I said it, because I knew you lot were going to get South London run it all. Oh, if it was so good, why the hell did Arsenal bust out and come to North? Allow it, man. Get over yourselves. You look like Americans, man. Allow it, bro. Even my cousin, South London, oh my God, we're amazing. Oh my God, South London. I'm from South. You know, if I was to sit you all in a room and job interview, what's your interest in fact? Oh, I fought a shark. I'm left-handed. I'm from South London. Oh my God. Get the hell out of here, DG. Would you get a Saka tattoo if he scores the World Cup win? Allow me. That's the geezer banter. I'm not on that. I'm not on that. I ain't even got no tats. I need to. I'm John was saying I'll look good with them still, but you can't put a bumper sticker on a Ferrari. Look at this. Don't let me back off the top and that. No, I'm playing. Would you rather have Zinchenko or Bassi? Zinchenko still. I don't play no futsal, so I don't know, but could do a thing. Let's have a boxing match. Come on then. Where's the money though? Put the money on the table, bro. Put the money on the table. I'm not boxing you for free. Bro, I used to make music vids for them Stokies when Tell Money responded with the Yags tune. If you know, you know. Right, when you say you always made sure your camera came home, innit? Arsenal told Jeremy Lynch he was the best on the ball. Yeah, but Jeremy Lynch said that, bro. Everyone can start capping, bro. Nah, no South London girl did me dirty. If I'm honest, well, kind of dug a hole for myself. I'm not gonna cap. They're up there still. I get on with them. East, you have my heart. Disclaimer: all entertainment, please allow me. Yeah, North, allow me. Like West, I don't really come into contact with them, innit? But yeah, man, you couldn't hack it here. Allow it. Oh, you mean to tell me I couldn't survive in London? If you can, you're commenting that, I'm pretty sure I'm cool, man. Like, listen, I'm 27 years of age. I can adapt to whatever surrounding, man. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Settle down, man. Bagel King is shit as well, blood. That the bro, Bagel, I was so vexed at my friend for driving all the way to bed. That's shit. I could go Stamford Hill for better shit. North is definitely not dead. You support Arsenal, blood. You support Arsenal, blood. That if you support Arsenal and you're from South, it's done, bro. If it's so good, then I knew it was time to cut. Saliba is one of the options for Barcelona if Conde doesn't come, bro. Show us the money, then, innit? Show us the money, can have whatever, but Bandili, man. Like I'm not in South every other week. Allow it, man. I shout the Indians, man. By the way, big up DG. Love to watch your streams from India. I love to have you lot tuned in. Shout the Indians, them. I mean, that's one thing I love about this channel. Like everybody, there's very different countries and different things. It's truly amazing, mate. It's truly I could cry. If I was from South London, I'd start crying right now because I'm soft. No, I'm playing. Listen, South London drillers, allow me. Like, we'll be in Brixton soon. Imagine Martinez versus Van Dijk when defending a corner. Crazy. Don't forget, people, as much as I love being here today, there's a whole heap of content today. Whole heap of content. And actually, what I'm about to show you is not all of it, really, because if you was to look here, evidently, you know, we now have to obviously... How do I put stuff in here? Oh, shit. You lot are seeing behind the scenes footage. That's definitely not how you spell it. What time did we say this is at? It's a 12 thing. I'm sure it's a 12 thing. So yeah, what? Oh shit. All right, go on. So yeah, I actually need to screenshot that again. Content, and more content, people. So yeah, this one's checked off. We go live again at 3 p.m. We go live again at 4:30 to about 5:36. We're then gonna watch Love Island quickly. We're gonna take a short little break, Cali break, allegedly, and then Arsenal versus Orlando. If I fall asleep on that stream, I tried, didn't it, people? I tried. Carl Walker also tells his missus he won't cheat. Bro, Carl Walker does balloons. I can't trust anyone that does balloons. But I can't lie to you. Carl Walker just helping his brethren. Come on now. If I was bro, come on now. You're gonna gas up your man them. You're gonna gas up the players them, man. Come on. Shout Sri Lankans as well, man. Who is the most underrated Arsenal player ever? I think when I started my YouTube channel, I thought Santi Cazorla was very underrated by Arsenal fans, and now they seem to see what I was on about. I don't know about most. I'd have to really think, but in my lifetime, 27 years of age, I won't quite say Gilberto Silva because I think people understood what he brought, but I think there's a lot of talk about replacing Vieira in Arsenal's midfield. Without a doubt, that's needed. But even a little Gilberto Silva would be lit for us. And, you know, his ability to play with Cesc and Vieira's inability in Wenger's mind made the difference. But I would say Romford Pele, Ray Parlour, not the best technically, but played with his heart, played in big games as well. On to me. Shout out, man, because whenever I see you, like, it's all love. It's all, oh, you're deluded, aren't you? Yeah, don't know. Thank you for support, my guy. Shout out. The game kicks off at 12:30. I'm in Oz just quietly. I hear that. Big up Bassi for signing for Ajax, man. That's a good move. He almost gave up playing football. In your opinion, what counts as a successful season for us? The champion. Hearing that by coming fourth. Winning Europa League. I'm an Arsenal man. I've got a fetish for the FA Cup. Would love to win that as well. I think Arteta, since he's won that, been disrespecting that. Most underrated Arsenal player, Xhaka. Hey, South London, look at this guy. Song, stop it. This is, you know what? It's lunchtime now as well. Stop. Song, most underrated player in Arsenal. Allow it, man. Please don't do that. Darts. I'm not a darts man, bro. I'm not a darts man. I'll try. I drink a couple pints and see what I'm doing. But that's a madness. I can't lie. From man are saying Xhaka is the most underrated player, people. I think that's my shift on this thing done, people. Obviously, it's been a fantastic live stream. The banter, the talking points, the transfer news. You lot consistently supporting the thing. I appreciate it. Obviously, I'm live again at 3 p.m. That all these other streams are only on Twitch with the exception of YouTube, people. The Arsenal watch along, Arsenal versus Orlando, will be on Twitch and YouTube. But 3 p.m. Arsenal talks, that's transfer talk. Football Manager, that's all on Twitch. Love Island, that's all on Twitch. So yeah, and from man, you know, I'm gonna leave you lot to it, bro. The song is up there. How old are you lot? Song on the man know the word. It's like the word world class. Dons are saying words they don't know. Rosicki, defo more of a shout than Song. I don't think that's the case. Come on, people are smoking budge, and I know half of you saying that. I bet you it was a South Londoner, isn't it? Enough said. It was a South Londoner who said Song is the most underrated for Arsenal, innit? So with that, banter aside, I appreciate you lot support. Thank you very much for tuning in, people, as it is every day. I'll catch you lot in a bit, people. I don't know for that song thing, but in a bit, man, I'm going to have my lunch, have a short break, and I'll see you lot in a little while, people. Oh, that's the wrong one.
There's always just that active red flag defenders. I think it's like
South London, South.